shout out to Jason Jeter and the whole Grand Hustle crew.
Definitely.
You becoming T.I.'s DJ at this point, and T.I. doing the leak and really embracing Gangsta Grillz really helped set it off in the South. Tell me about your relationship with T.I. and his importance to the culture.
So the crazy part about me and Tip is that around these same years, even probably before the affiliate started, I was making mixtapes again early on, hand to hand, probably 150, 200 exists of these initial ones. And I got this random phone call from Jason Jeter, and he was like, yo, I got this new artist we signed to LaFace Arista. It was TIP still at the time. And he was, you know, the way he sold it to me was like, we have this record with Beanie Siegel called 2 Glocks 9. And he was like, I got your mixtape in the barbershop. You know, I wanted to come have my artist do a freestyle for you. Mind you, this is the first time I've ever gotten a call for someone to do this. Right. This has never happened to me, like ever. And the person that comes to do the freestyle turns out to be T.I., you know, and again, this is still early on. And when he first came in freestyle, like, he said he was the king of the South, and I told Sense, like, yo, this nigga's crazy. Like, this nigga just said he was the king of the South. Like,
right. That was a real crazy thing to say back then.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like me saying, yo,
it show you the power of manifestation of words, though, like, because when he said it, people were like, nigga, you crazy. Yeah. And then 2 years later, it's like, nah, that's the king of the South. That's the king of the South. Yeah. So we bonded and we formed a relationship, and, you know, Gangsta Grillz for those years between like 01 and 03 were pretty much just a compilation of like the hottest songs in the South, like as most mixtapes were. And then it was because Jeter called me one day and was like, yo, we should do an all T.I. and Grand Hustle Gangsta Grillz. Like, and I was like, bet, you know, because I was really paying attention to how mixtape culture was going up north on the East Coast, and what Who Kid was doing, what you know, what Dipset was doing, what 50 was doing. So that gave me the opportunity to make the type of tape that I had, you know, wanted to make, where it was just like all one artist, one album, where it was literally more like a street album more than just a mixtape, just a compilation of songs. Yeah, T.I. says on the album, I'm gonna let you taste the dope. And what's crazy is, do you ever feel like we were maybe spoiling the artist? Because essentially in that era, you had to give a whole album out just to get people to pay attention to your album. Yeah, I mean, you know, it was at a time when the transition happened from please listen to my demo to like, here's my mixtape, you know. So those were the years when it was like, when you would try to go get a deal or go into the offices, where it went from like, let me hear your demo, it was like, where's your mixtape and who's listening to it? You had to tease them with the dope for them to come on in and be prepared for the album. So it became literally the setup, like, okay, I gotta, you know, do a mixtape, flood the streets, get people paying attention, you know. And I did do some other numbered series ones after that, but it opened up the door for then other artists to come to me and be like, listen, I want to do a Gangsta Grillz, where it was all their music.
What we done started, look at what we done started. This the people party, when opportunity knocking, and young nigga move that door, whoa. Get your foot stuck in it, call me young, go get it. Now you can't fuck with it, might as well roll with it. What's the word?